Imagine standing on a cliff, staring at the edge of the world with the only friend who truly understands you. Miles stood at the edge of the boarding school's cliff, feeling like he was staring into the abyss. What would you do if the one person who got you felt the same way, but was already slipping away? Miles had always felt like an outsider. He was a shy boy who found solace in books and poetry. That was until he met Alaska, the girl who lived life on the edge. She was like a wildflower blooming in the midst of snow, Miles would later say, still trying to make sense of the whirlwind that had swept into his life. Alaska was everything Miles was not. She was fearless, reckless, and beautiful. She had a way of making everyone feel seen and heard. But there was something in her eyes, a glimmer of sadness that Miles couldn't quite put his finger on. As Miles and Alaska spent more time together, Miles found himself opening up in ways he never thought possible. He shared his poetry, his fears, and his dreams with her, and she listened with an intensity that made him feel alive. But with every step forward, Miles felt like he was losing himself in the process. One night, Miles and Alaska snuck out of the boarding school to watch the stars together. It was a moment of pure magic, like the world had slowed down just for them. We were invincible that night, Miles would later say, still smiling at the memory. But as the days turned into weeks, and the weeks turned into months, Miles noticed that Alaska was distant. She would cancel plans at the last minute, and when she did show up, she was quiet and preoccupied. I thought we were connected, like two souls tied together by some invisible thread, Miles would later say, still trying to make sense of the pain. One day, Miles received a cryptic message from Alaska. "Meet me at the old oak tree at midnight." Miles felt a surge of excitement and fear. What did it mean? What did she want from him? He spent the rest of the day racked with anxiety, wondering if he was losing the only person who truly understood him. As midnight approached, Miles found himself standing at the old oak tree, his heart pounding in his chest. The moon was full, casting an eerie glow over the forest. Suddenly, Alaska appeared out of the shadows, her eyes wild and haunted. "Miles, I have to tell you something," she whispered, her voice barely above a whisper. Miles's world came crashing down around him. Alaska had a secret that she had kept from him for months. A secret that would change everything. "What is it?" Miles asked, his voice shaking with fear. Alaska's eyes locked onto his, and for a moment, they just stared at each other, the only sound the wind rustling through the leaves. That was the moment when Miles's friendship with Alaska began to unravel. A thread pulled, and the whole fabric came undone. Miles felt like he was drowning in a sea of uncertainty, unable to catch his breath. What would happen to him? To Alaska? To their friendship? The days that followed were a blur of confusion and pain. Miles and Alaska barely spoke, their words hanging in the air like a challenge. Miles felt like he was losing himself, like he was disappearing into the void. And then, tragedy struck. Alaska was gone, leaving behind only a note that read, "I had to go." Miles spent the rest of the semester searching for answers, but they were few and far between. He felt like he was wandering through a desert, searching for an oasis that never materialized. And when he finally found one, it was too late. Alaska was gone, and Miles was left with only the ghost of a friendship that changed him forever. The months that followed were a numbing haze of grief. Miles went through the motions, attending classes, eating meals, but his heart was nowhere to be found. He felt like he was living in a dream that would eventually wake up and leave him with nothing. But even in the midst of the pain, there was a glimmer of hope. Miles realized that his friendship with Alaska had changed him in ways he never thought possible. It had shown him that even in the darkest moments, there was beauty to be found. And it had taught him that grief was a truth he would have to hold on to, but not let it consume him. Years would go by, and Miles would find his way again. He would move on from the pain, finding new love, new friendships, and a new sense of purpose. But the memory of Alaska would stay with him, a bittersweet reminder of the power of friendship and the fragility of life. Grief can be the only truth we hold on to, a reminder of what we've lost and what we've gained. And in the end, it's not the years we spend with the ones we love that matter, but the memories we create, and the love that we share.